Hello, everyone. Hello, Ray.
Hello.
Why are you so?
No, I'm just
smiling so smiling.
I'm just happy to see you.
Oh,
yeah, because I like the song. I mean, listen. When they said Amoah had chosen a song,
and you're happy to see him. What's the connection?
This sounds very, very dubious.
I mean, listen. I mean,
this happiness.
They living in the DND swimming with the sharks. I was so excited. I'm it's part of the lyrics. You know me, I like records, and the part that is swimming with the sharks and how he survived and how nobody gave him a chance. Oh, it's a powerful song.
Oh,
it's gospel without the gospel musicians singing it.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's basically what those.
It's inspiring. You know, this is the talent of Khaled. Okay, so he comes up with these wonderful rhythms that really honor the lyrics. You know, so like the song is rising with you, and you're listening to these big names talking about coming from nothing, and it makes you feel like, wow, so Charlie, you can do something.
It is possible.
This is what music is supposed to do.
Yeah,
God did.
Amoah did a very good job.
He didn't choose it. Please, don't even. But let's be fair to him. He inspired it. He inspired it. Yes. There's a picture that he has put up on his WhatsApp status, and when you look at the picture, the only thing missing from the picture is the caption "God did."
Let's get it.
Before that, our inspirational song was brought to us by Duraplas Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC pipes and water tank, where Duraplas goes, water flows.
And our Drive Safe campaign is brought to you by Joe News and Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Superior Quality and Imperial General Assurance, solid protection. Please avoid all distractions and keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel. Please drive safe.
Let's learn how to say it right, brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
I have a new word for you, and it's a good one. Defenestrate. 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 It means to throw something or someone out of a window. Of all the strange things to have its own word, right? Although it does come in handy. I can't tell you the number of corrupt politicians I'd gladly defenestrate from the top floor of Silver Star Towers. Yeah, a bit dark. But you, my dear friend, are not one of them, so don't you worry. There's a fascinating story behind the word defenestrate. It is derived from the Latin word fenestra, which means window, and it is believed to have been invented for one specific incident, the defenestration of Prague. On the 21st of May 1618, 3 Catholic officials were tossed out of a castle window by Protestant radicals. Sounds painful. Actually, they survived. A pile of rubbish broke their fall. I guess nothing kills the joy of a good defenestration like a big heap of trash, right? No danger of that at Silver Star Towers, though. That's definitely where to do it right. And that is how to say it right. Oh, that was loud. All right, time for us to get into the newspapers this morning. Thanks to Enterprise Insurance, Woodie Motor Promotion. Enterprise, your advantage.
Yes, now the first and the biggest story on the front page of the Daily Graphic is military bus explosive producers, and we are talking here about seizing 20,000 pieces. So 13 people were arrested, and this happened in the western region. The interesting part is that they were all non-Ghanaians. If you want the breakdown, we are talking about Nigerians, we're talking about Togolese and an Ivorian, with 8 Chinese leading them. So they were operating on the premises of a company. Apparently, they were producing these explosives here in the Republic of Ghana, and they are illegal explosives anyway. Mohammed Brothers Company Limited and Dakiti Mines in Acquah. This also includes some 10,000 kilograms of ammonium nitrate and 20,000 explosives charges in the form of dynamite, which had been prepared from ammonium nitrate, and the military had to get all of these people together. They didn't give us reasons why they were doing so, but generally most of the ammonium nitrate were concealed in flour and rice sacks. Yes, yeah. So you not see it.
Flour.
Yes.
Sacks.
Yeah. And so the 2nd Infantry Battalion invaded the premises on detailed intelligence aimed at clamping down the manufacture, sale, and the use of explosives, very illegal explosives in this country. Yes, and it's a very, how it became possible, and how no Ghanaian was even on site at the time is quite shocking, right?
I wonder.
So, expatriates or whichever way we want to call them,
who their market was.
It's an interesting development. So they are investigating. They'll get to the bottom of all the linkages with whoever is in this republic or outside the republic, and we'll be giving subsequent information on that.
Yeah.
There's another story about telcos removing unregistered SIM cards from database today. This is a chamber
directive given to them.
Yes.
Ministry.
So mass disconnection is on its way, right? It shall happen. Now, manage diabetes as an epidemic. I highlighted this story because an expert at Kolebu says 50% of the people who go to hospitals for other conditions, 100%. So 50% of the people who go to hospitals for other conditions are diagnosed with diabetes. And most of the time, they didn't even know that they had any condition like that. So the guy had headache or some other thing, and later on he is diagnosed with diabetes. And
on record, almost 15% of Ghanaians have already been diagnosed with diabetes. Already.
Yes.
So, and we are still finding out more yes. every single day.
And the other strange part is that 50 years ago, the percentage was less than 1%. So within that period, the last 50 years, we have moved the percentage from less than 1 to the figure that is over 10% that we are dealing with now. And there is a general call for the management to be done properly and regular screening to ensure that we know, detect, and can give treatment early enough, and people can go through and be saved and be helped in the process. So apparently, if you don't get early treatment, you risk massive damage to other organs too. So you need to be quite sure of what you are doing.
It also means that there's something that we're not doing right.
They say we should treat it as an epidemic.
Changes, perhaps.
Our diet doesn't help. Everything is carbohydrate. We are more prone, because as a race, we are more prone to it than others. The odds are stacked against us. And the drugs are also unaffordable. So if all these people are getting it, then we're going to start seeing a lot of deaths. In the coming years, because Charlie, who can afford?
All right, let's get into the Ghanaian Times newspaper. On the front page, efforts towards IMF support. Ghana completes prior actions, ends global applause for economic recovery program. I see that you are. What do you disagree with? That's the headline.
Is the global applause I've not heard? So maybe it's in the story that I want to know about.
Well, there's something in the story to that effect. That's on page 11. I think specifically talks about the managing director of IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, commending Ghana for taking the bold actions necessary to enable it get support from the world for its economic recovery program. I guess that's where the headline came from. But basically, Ghana has completed all prior actions necessary to receive support for its economic recovery program. The IMF has confirmed, and according to its director for Africa, the only outstanding issue was the confirmation of financing assurances from external creditors. And I heard people say that, for the first time they heard our finance minister speak and didn't make reference to any Bible quotations.
Let me disappoint.
Know your audience.
Let me disappoint. As the finance minister, George Biafi has been sharing his final press conference, and he makes reference to Deuteronomy. I the Lord will go before you. There's a verse there. I just listened to it.
Is in the Old Testament?
Yes, of course.
That press conference was to us.
He had the press conference in the US.
Yeah, but when he was in the meeting with them, that one.
It's still in the Old Testament anyway.
Yes, at least it's consistent, right?
Old Testament.
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, so The executive director of the Center for Democratic Governance, actually. They've written for democracy and development. The CDD, Professor Kwesi Prempe, has stated that civil society organizations and other stakeholders have advanced inclusive development, good governance, rule of law, and democracy.
So the Center for Democratic Development
Ghana, exactly. Last Thursday, CDD's 25.
Yes.
They shared their journey with the media last Thursday. It was a good atmosphere. All their board members, the co-founders, Sajima Bwedi and Bafo Ajimadia, were both there. So we were giving them feedback, in effect, on their work, and they brought us their journey from 1998, is it, all the way to 2023, and they've been a big part of our development. I mean, we can't say we've come this far without them, certainly. So congratulations to CDD at 25.
Great. Let's get to the Chronicle for this morning, and Luke chapter 8 verse 17. For nothing is hidden that will not become evident.
Amen.
Nor anything secret that will not be known and come to light. Now, the big one here, according to the Chronicle, Kumewu NPP aspirant indicted by U.S. court after divorce suit filed by ex-wife. And the story comes with a photograph of Dr. Philip Yao Bano, who is the Registrar of the Health Facilities Regulatory Agency. And according to the Chronicle, even though he was cleared to contest the 2020 primaries, he may not be lucky this time, as a U.S. court has indicted him and accused him of absconding to Ghana with a total of some $837,000 in liabilities in the United States. And according to the Chronicle, the Judicial Circuit Court for Hamilton County in the United States has entered judgment in favor of Dora Bano in a 5-year-old divorce proceedings against Dr. Bano. Also on the front page, Ghana school headmaster interdicted over toilet turned into dormitory viral video. Now, according to the GES, the school declared, they had a space for 1,700. Okay, that's in vacancies. Now they actually sent 1,400 students to the facility, so they do not understand why they would do that. So as a result, they've asked the headmaster and the senior housemaster to step aside. And Kranza riot, please brief families over death of suspects. And back page says Brighton come from behind to beat Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea.
Okay, now that you're talking about Chelsea in the UK, let's talk about Chelsea in Ghana, breaking Chelsea. And I missed this story in the back page of the Ghanaian Times. They scored 3 second-half goals to beat Kumasi Asante Kotoko 3-0 at the Golden City Park on Friday. Big ups, breaking Chelsea.
Now, the finder is reporting this morning it is possible for MPP to win election 2024 with Dr. Bame. Why are you excited? Dr. John Kuma is the one saying so. There are serious economic issues here. Paris Club to meet on Ghana's request this week, and we had the update in the news this morning. And SIM card database breach avoidable if real-time verification was done via NIA's database. And there's Joe Anoche's picture on the front page. In Kranza, police update families of viral death victims on outcome of investigations. And the other story, the ECG recovers 2.5 billion debt from customers. So this week is the last round, right? Yeah. This week is when they conclude the mass recovery exercise. So far they had over 5 billion debt and they have recovered more than half of it. So the hope is that this week people have to pay up. People who are pretending and refusing that they don't know their debt, people are giving excuses or to pay up so that some people will not be forced to pay more.
No, but I don't think that after this week they should stop. Yes, they shouldn't. I mean, after this week they should declare at least 1 week in every month.
Okay.
As debt collection week, because now it's become very obvious that ECG can collect its debt.
Yes.
And it's become obvious that other state agencies, if they are to do same, because people owe, they don't want to pay. Ghana Water Companies also are there. Now, just this morning I've seen one of the papers, Netco says people owe it 1.2 billion. is going to collect its money. Yes.
And they should be out there too.
So they shouldn't be telling us that people owe them because they have the power to retrieve those monies. I think that's what this ECG action is teaching us. Right?
Actually, it's teaching us something else in addition to that. It's also teaching us that we as people, we're really crooked. Because we are using the electricity. We are using it. And we expecting to not ever have to pay for it?
And sometimes stealing it. They are proper people in the Republic of Ghana. People you expect. People who have been to school properly. People who go to church. Who are stealing. Who are doing bypass. People that ideally they pray every time. Some speak in tongues. It's unconscionable.
But in all of this, let me be very honest with you. If you have any agency that giving the chance, it owes you. You don't remind them. You don't in our part of the world. You don't compel them. They won't pay unless they're probably on a prepaid. So if they don't pay, they don't have electricity. But if it's postpaid, because he has competing interest, so he would look at it and say, "Oh, okay, there's a revenue I got this year. How about I say, okay, ECG, I'll defer yours for the next year." But if you go there and say, "You know what? If you don't pay, I'll cut you or I'll disconnect you," they will pay. At that moment, they would look for money. Sometimes the competing interest. So the compulsion is very necessary, and that's why I've always advocated prepaid meters. Apart from the health facilities,
the compulsion is necessary in Ghana, because in Ghana we consider electricity bills to be something we can decide whether to pay or not, depending on how it affects our bottom line. Like Winston has illustrated, so we add it to our strategic decision making, whether or not we should pay our electricity bill.
Competing expenditure.
But that in itself is immoral, because when you are budgeting, you budget for it. Anyway, let's go online. The online review is brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy.
And if you're looking for a bank that understands you and puts your financial needs first, then don't look too far. Zenith Bank is your bank of choice, and we have products tailor-made for you. Whether you're young, old, an entrepreneur, a student, a salaried worker, a corporate entity, an SME, a pensioner, a parent, a Ghanaian resident abroad, or a foreign resident in Ghana, at Zenith Bank, everyone can bank with us. Join the Zenith family today for an unrivaled banking experience. Talk to Zenith Bank on 0302 680 884 or 0307 086 370, or send them an email. Send it to info@zenithbank.com.gh. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
All right, now on myjoyonline.com this morning, the big one is Joy News' investigation reveals PBC risks possible collapse following steep decline in market share. And we this is the subject of today's Hotline documentary. You do not want to miss it. It's just another shocking example of the black man. Okay, also on myjoyonline.com this morning, Ganasco headmaster asked to step aside as GES investigates use of toilet cubicles for accommodation. Troubling story there. On citynewsroom.com this morning, Kumewu by election, NPP clears 6 aspirants for primaries. Make TOR functional to reduce excessive fuel price hikes. That's COPEC's advice to government. And on CNN this morning, some Ukrainians who fled Russia's war end up in Siberia. It's unclear if or when they will return home. All the details online. Right now, though, it's time for the BBC News.
And it's brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe